Have you ever stopped to consider what would happen if the sun went dark? It's a hypothetical scenario that has fascinated scientists, filmmakers, and many others for decades. First and foremost, it's important to understand that the sun going dark doesn't necessarily mean it's ceasing to exist. In fact, it's simply referring to the sun no longer producing its signature light. So, what would be the ramifications of this occurrence? The most immediate and obvious effect would be the loss of daylight. Without the sun's light, the earth would become very dark, very quickly. Cities and towns would be plunged into darkness, making it nearly impossible to see anything outdoors without artificial light sources. Without the sun's light, the temperature on the planet would quickly drop as well. This would happen because the sun's heat is what keeps our planet at a habitable temperature. Without it, we would enter a state of perpetual nighttime, and temperatures would drop to levels that are practically unlivable. The Earth's atmosphere would also suffer greatly. The sun's energy is what powers the Earth's weather systems, and without it, the atmosphere would become stagnant. Winds would die down, causing air pollution to build up, and the chances of extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, would increase. Furthermore, the lack of sunlight would have a catastrophic effect on plant life. Without access to the sun's energy, most plants would die off quickly. This would have a cascading effect on the entire food chain, with animals that rely on plants for food eventually dying off as well. So, what can we do in the face of such a scenario? Unfortunately, the answer is not all that hopeful. While scientists have proposed emergency measures, such as covering the Earth in mirrors to reflect some of the sun's energy back down, none of these solutions have been tested on a large scale and would likely take years, if not decades, to put in place. So, if the sun were to go dark, we would have a lot to contend with. From a loss of daylight and plummeting temperatures to a collapsing atmosphere and dying plant life. It would be one of the most significant events in the history of our planet.
Hey guys! I came here in the middle of the video, asking you to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, because there is a lot of special content every day. Keep watching.
Hopefully, it's something we'll never have to experience firsthand. Despite the grim prospects, scientists are still attempting to understand what could cause the sun to go dark and how we might be able to prepare for such an event. One of the most likely causes is something known as a coronal mass ejection, in which a huge burst of particles and energy erupts from the sun's surface and damages our planet's protective magnetosphere. While it may seem unlikely that the sun would produce such a massive event, it's worth noting that smaller coronal mass ejections occur regularly and can cause disruptions to our communication systems and satellites. A full-blown event could be catastrophic. As we continue to learn more about the sun and its behavior, we may be able to develop new technologies and methods to mitigate the effects of a sudden loss of sunlight. In the meantime, it's essential that we take steps to protect our planet from other threats, such as climate change and pollution, to ensure that we have a habitable environment even if the sun were to go dark. Ultimately, the idea of the sun going dark is a stark reminder of how fragile our existence is in the grand scheme of things. While it's essential to focus on the present and work to create a better future, it's also crucial to remember that we are at the mercy of forces beyond our control and that we must be prepared for whatever the universe may throw our way.